Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Space Engineers as a German engineer. If you're new here, I'm Daniel. I've been born and raised in Germany. I've been living and working as a software engineer in the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley for the last 10 or so years. In the last episode, we built the interior wall of our rocket silo. In this episode, I want to build an access to the rocket silo because right now, other than the big hole obviously that's right in the center, we don't have a proper access way into this rocket silo. So this means we need to build an elevator. So this here is our base at the top, and we want a way to get down into the rocket silo without just falling down the hole, essentially. Not that falling down the hole is a bad way to get down here, but it's not a proper way to get down here. So this here is our general area that we have available for building control rooms and access ports and kind of like access ways into the rocket silo that we can get like onto the rocket that will eventually be here and stuff like that. So we'll need to put an elevator somewhere here, and there's not a whole lot of space. I mean, it is enough for a control room or something, but like an elevator will take quite a bit of space. So, and then also all the way up here, right, we have like still these refineries, which I guess we could get rid of if we had to, but for now I want to leave them here in case they come in handy in the future again. But I think we could put the elevator over here. Let me show you. So right over here is a little bit of space. I guess we have the same space on the other side as well, but there's a reason why I think it makes more sense to have it here. So it gives us a decent amount of space where we can build an elevator, including like a platform or something, right? Or a little cabin that we can enter. And then also there's plenty of space for the mechanics of the elevator. Whoa. What's going on here? There's a big hole here. I think something must have exploded. Huh. I'm not sure what. Well. Right, so like we'll need some kind of mechanism that makes the elevator go up and down. And I have some thoughts on that already. I'll share them with you in just a second. But where this would put us, if we go all the way up here, right? Along this area here. It'll put us right here in this general area. And obviously we don't want to come out in the middle of the door, or like even like in this general area. We kind of want, I think, an underground access from the elevator into our base. So what I would do is I'd bring the elevator up as far up as possible here, just underneath this kind of lid on the silo, and then have a underground pathway that takes us into the base. So we'd have to do a little bit of digging here under the base, but we wouldn't have to kind of like dig an extra elevator shaft. Like if we recess the elevator back into the stone, we'd have to dig in an entirely separate elevator shaft, and I do want to avoid that. That's going to be additional work that we don't really need. I think just putting it in this corner over here will do the job just fine. In terms of how to build an elevator, I think I want to build a piston elevator. So if we go and look at our 3D printer, originally I had built it with these wheels, which worked, but not great. It worked really well in single player, but caused problems here in the multiplayer world. And so I amended it with this piston. So the piston provides support for these wheels trying to like lift the printer up the Z-axis, and it uses merge blocks essentially to kind of like grab onto this pillar and then pull the rest of the thing up. And then once it's in position, it releases the merge block and goes up and repeats this process. And that actually works really well. And I think we could use this mechanism essentially for an elevator in our base over there. Instead of having one piston, though, that grabs onto merge blocks and then kind of stops and then extends again and then pulls up again and then stops and extends again, we would have two pistons, one on each side, basically taking turns holding onto these merge blocks. And so you would have one here grabbing onto this, and then while this one is retracting and pulling up the elevator, another one on the other side would start extending and grabbing on. Then eventually, once this here is fully retracted, it would the one on the other side would grab onto the next merge block and continue pulling up. So even though the two pistons would have discrete motions, it would kind of like, since they're taking turns, it would be like a perfectly smooth motion going up or down using this kind of mechanism. So I think I want to try to build that. I do think we want ultimately access all the way down to this level and all the way up. And then we might also put a couple of stops for the elevator along the way. We'll figure that out eventually. I think the control room, as well as... Whoa, I just bumped into something in this wall. Okay. I think the control room, as well as the actual access to the rocket, will be somewhere further up. I don't think it will be all the way down here. But I think in the beginning, we'll just build an elevator that goes all the way up and all the way down, and then we'll see how we can introduce some additional stops along the way. It shouldn't be too hard to do after the fact. So, if this here is the floor level, I'm just going to put in an actual floor here. And we might raise this floor up if we have to, or dig out this area a little bit more. So I think this would be a reasonable spot to have the elevator here. Let's see. We do want to make sure that there's vertical space for it to clear. So I think if we did this would work. It does need to clear this edge here. I guess if it doesn't perfectly clear it somewhere, we can probably do a little bit of fixing it up with the hand welder. Not welder, the hand drill. But this is as far as we can go out. And then I guess we can... So we could have this 3x3 platform. Now, if we want this to not just be a platform, but to have walls, might be a little bit more challenging. If we use full block walls, then we'll have a very claustrophobic kind of space. But I guess we could use panels, or even glass, or something entirely else. And so we could just, if we also want to build an actual shaft, right? The shaft would be then out here. Now, the one thing that we do need to do is we need to think about and build the mechanism for lifting this. And that means pistons. So for now, we'll just assume it's a flat platform that'll come down here. And then we'll figure out how to do the space around it later. And like we might just put a shaft around it, essentially. So we probably want to leave space for the shaft. But yeah, so pistons. So specifically, I think we will need... If we put a pillar right here, then we should be able to kind of have pistons. And obviously these blocks are weirdly attached right now. Also, will these grind against each other? I'm not sure. Maybe they would. In either case, could have pistons here, and obviously there would be the platform might be one block higher or like down here. So these pistons would be attached to the platform. I think I do need to dig this out a little bit down here. I'll do that in just a second. But would be attached like this, and then the pistons would have merge blocks pointing at this pillar. Come on, like this. And then there would be a merge block. I think it needs to be every 3 blocks. It's going to be 1, 2, and then it's going to take turns pointing in the other direction, essentially. So this one would point in this direction. 1, 2. This one would point in this direction, and so forth. This would then repeat all the way up. And then the pistons can just kind of like crawl up this pillar using these merge blocks. What I will do, I will grind out this bottom here so we actually have space for the platform. Also, I will make sure that the platform isn't I'll figure out like how I can prevent it from connecting. I may need to use other blocks. I'll figure it out. Maybe blast doors or something like that. And then I will attach the pistons and put a couple of merge blocks, build a part of the pillar here and a couple of merge blocks, just like as a little prototype so that we can test this out if this will actually work. And once I have these pieces together, I'll get back to you and we can check it out and see if we can get it to work. See you in a couple of minutes. Okay, so this is what I cobbled together. I use these pillars here to just avoid the pistons to be scratching up against any blocks that I might have put there. So, but I need to extend this piston here. Let's see. Reverse. Reverse. Oh, I think they might not have power. Let me see. How do I get power to them? Once they are merged, it shouldn't be a problem. I think I can temporarily just connect them like this. Once they are merged, I can just connect power to the pillar. Like the good thing about this approach as well is one of the two pistons or one of the two merge blocks is always going to be merged. So I have full control over the elevator. It's not going to be a separate grid like it is with the 3D printer. Okay, so now I should be able to just reverse this here, and that should then merge with that block. There we go. And let's see what is the extent that it's at. 1.7 meter. I think this is, by the way, these are the same measurements that we got from our experimentation last time. And it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's not 1.7, it's actually 1.68 or something like that. So let's put the minimum distance to 1.68 for now. We need to detach these here. Did that come off? Yes, it did. Reverse. That is interesting. That's certainly not the right... It's not the right height here. Let's get it a little bit higher. I may have to go and look up those values. 2 meters. Still a little bit more. Okay, that looks decent. Let's put the block back down. I'll build it up as well. Actually, let's turn this one off so they don't merge. Yeah, I need to go a little bit higher. And just a little bit more. One more tick. Like, just a little bit more. Oh, it's not quite. And even more. That's just a little bit too much now. Just a little bit more again. I'll get it there. I'll get it there. That is good enough in my eyes. So, let's see here. Let's turn this on. it's not merging. So one thing I'm concerned about is that these are currently merged down here. Let me take this off here. There we go, it merged now. Okay, so now I think putting this there, I should be able to take this off and this. And now the only thing holding these pistons is this merge here. Let's copy the minimum distance here, put it here, and then let's reverse this. Oh, okay, so there's no power now. The reason that there's no power is that this pillar here doesn't actually get power from anywhere. So if I connect this now over here, it should get power. There we go. So now I just need to calibrate this piston here, and it's actually quite simple, I think. We just take this one, this piston's minimum distance, and we'll add, what, 2 blocks to it? 1, 2, 3 blocks to it, which is 7.5 meters. Each block is 2.5 meters. Right, because right now if it's fully extended... Oh, it merged because they were both... okay, here, let's turn it off. Okay, there we go. So like, if it's fully extended, you can see that it's not aligned, right? And I talked about this when I was building the multi-grid printer. Multi-grid printer. But yeah, so the maximum distance is minimum distance plus 7.5. Can I do arithmetic in here? No, I cannot. So this is gonna be 9 and 8. Okay, and then reverse it and reverse it. And now this should be well aligned. Looks good, yes. Let's copy this to the other piston back again. Now I should be able to merge this here. I'm not 100% sure why it doesn't start merging now. Clearly it does when I start moving it. So this will extend, right? And then I should be able to retract this. Oh, it's not. Ooh-ha. This piston must be attached somewhere to something. I am a little bit confused. Why is this piston not retracting? Is it because it's a static grid? I'm not sure what's going on here. What happens if I turn this off here? Why is this piston floating? It shouldn't. I'm confused. You can't attach anything on the side of this here, right? Can you? No. Yeah, so it appears this is the piston, and it's only the piston. If I convert this to a ship... Okay. I see. Okay, so... Let's, Okay, so the problem was that it's not a ship, I guess. I guess if I make it a ship, it'll work. I guess the challenge will be to turn it into a ship without it falling over until it is attached.
Energy critical.
I just assume if I so I guess if I look at this now, right, this would give me, yeah, thousands of blocks here. So how do I get only these 2 pistons connected to like the floor? Can I use... Oh wait, landing gear, right? Okay, I think I know how. Put a piston here. It'll be pointing down. Put a magnet plate on this, on the top of this piston head. Now I can reverse this. No power, of course. Let's connect it briefly to get some power. Okay. The magnet plate is attached. So now if I disconnect this. But now, let's double check it. Info. Yes. So this is now our small grid. Our grid. It's separate from the other one. And I should be able to convert to a ship because nothing is sunken underground. There we go. It converted to a ship. Let's see if we can now... I guess it doesn't have power now. This is not merging so far. Oh, there it merged. I don't know what I did to make it merge, but it did. So now I should be able to take this off. Now it should have power, so I should be able to reverse this. Yeah. Toggle block on. And it instantly merged. Perfect. Toggle block off. So I should be able to extend this. And retract this. There we go. Hello, elevator. And now turn this on. Merged. Just off. And reverse both. Nice. Yeah, this will work. So I think the only thing that we need is we need a couple timer blocks to help with the automation. And I guess because these merges here, they are not instant, there will be some interruptions along the way. Yeah, we'll need to see. But I do think we can actually put the timer block somewhere back here. Let's give these names here. Okay, so the bottom one needs to be off. Reverse this here. Actually, it's not merging. Okay. I'm gonna get it all the way down. So I can then set it up. So now it's not merging again, and I'm not sure what I did last time to get it to merge. There we go. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure. We might need to figure this out. Okay, turn off. Reverse. Should have reversed this as well. Interesting. So it seemed when I toggled this block on and off and this block on and off, it A merged pretty much instantly, and B it kind of fixed the issue I had. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure how to do this yet. This is the starting position. So I want to toggle both pistons, and then when it completes its lift, I want to turn this merge block on, so it merges, and then when it's merged, I want to turn this merge block off. Alternatively, I could have this to be the default. I'll turn this merge block off, lift it, and when it's lifted and has merged, turn this one on. But the whole lifted and has merged, yeah, I think I need 3 steps. I'd rather have this be the default situation then. So, set up actions. As I said, both pistons need to be reversed. And also I need to prevent from crawling too high and then falling off. Yeah, I don't know if I can use a sensor or what, but... Okay. let me see here. So this then needs to fire the next timer block here. This timer block needs to wait then until the lift has completed and then turn on this. That's basically all it needs to do. Just turn that on. So here's the problem. If I toggle both of them at the same time, that's gonna fail. Right, it's gonna fall off. Almost certainly. Will it though? Should I just try it? I mean, how bad could it end? I mean, if that worked, that would make it so much easier. Okay, let's give it a shot. So I'm doing 0.5 meters per second, and it needs to lift 7.5 meters, right? So the delay here is gonna be 15 seconds, and then this guy here will just do start. So now let's trigger this. What could possibly go wrong here? I mean, it worked. Should we risk it again? Okay. If I trigger this one, will that make everything go down? It's basically just running the other way around. No. Switch. There we go. Now it failed. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of... I knew this would happen. Okay, but I think I can certainly just use more timer blocks to make this happen. Once we have event controllers, this will become easier as well. In fact, it'll probably become... Although I don't know if we can... I don't think we can determine if merge blocks are merged or not. But yeah, what I will do is I will rebuild the platform, and I will set up... So the way that I would set up these timer blocks, right now, this will reverse the pistons and then toggle on and off these merge blocks at the same time. Instead, I will need to have one merge block for turning on the upper merge block and then delaying until turning off the lower merge block. So there's some time for it to switch over. And so this will require 2 timer blocks, but also it will need to do it the other way around every other time. So what I will need to do is I will need to toggle on and off these these timer blocks and trigger them both. Obviously the one that's turned off won't actually trigger. I did something similar up at the multi-grid printer. So it basically allows you to switch between different timer blocks triggering. Okay, let me rebuild the platform and reattach it, and then configure the timer blocks, and then get back to you. Okay. So I think the timer blocks, at least for lifting it up, are all set up. So I'll walk you through what they do in just a second. I want to see if this works first, because I haven't actually tried it yet. So I think we trigger now this one, and then yeah, it'll lift up. And once it has lifted up there, it will turn this on and merge with that, hopefully. Sorry, up here it is. Yeah, and then it will release this. Clearly the timing is not correct. Let me stop this before... Ooh, before something goes horribly wrong. Oh, there should be a 2-second delay here. Yeah, I think I should be able to just trigger this and it will continue. Yeah. And it will turn on this merge block up here again. There we go. I added a battery here just to help me get this all set up. And it's not really necessary once it's set up. Okay, so I'll walk you quickly through these timer blocks. And then I will set up the timer blocks for the downwards movement as well. Right now, triggering this timer block will basically go through one whole motion of lifting or lowering these pistons. And it starts with... So merge block 1 and piston 1 are these on the left here, and 2 are these on the right here. Right, so this is piston 2 and this is merge block 2, piston 1 and merge block 1. And it will start with toggling off merge block 1 and reversing the pistons. So this is this timer block here. It does nothing other than just reversing both pistons. So we'll toggle off this, reverse the pistons, and then start timer block 2. And timer block 2 is on a 15-second delay, so this will give these pistons the time they need to complete their movement. 0.5 meters per second, 7.5 meters of movement, 15 seconds. And again, if we increase the speed on the pistons, we should be able to also increase the speed on these timer blocks and overall increase the speed of the elevator. So after 15 seconds, it will turn on merge block 1 and then start the next timer block. Turning on merge block 1 is this one. So like it had turned it off. This piston retracts, this piston extends. Obviously there's no more merge blocks up here, but if there was, this piston would go all the way up to this merge block, and then this would turn back on to merge with that up there, right? And then it would turn this merge block back on when it's up there. Once it's back on, it will reverse again and repeat the whole process, basically going back up. So this is toggling off merge block 1, extending pistons, waiting for the next step. 15 seconds later, turn back on merge block 1, wait for the next step, which is 2 seconds later. That's just basically some buffer for the merge block to turn back on. And we can probably reduce that from 2 seconds as well. Right, this is based on this delay here. Then we'll reverse the pistons again, turn merge block 2 off, and then wait for the next timer block, which is 15 seconds, which is again enough time to complete the lift. And there we will just turn on merge block 2 again, which brings us back into exactly this position here. Let me put the timer blocks off for lowering this. Basically, it's the same process, but in reverse. And then we can test those out as well. And if they work as well, we will just move this pillar all the way up. And then we should be able to have this elevator go up and down. The only thing that we will then still need to do is figure out how we want to control for reaching its destination. I need to still think about that. I haven't really thought about that yet. We might be able to use sensors, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think sensors will work, but we'll see. Okay, let me put the timer blocks down. Okay, so I think these blocks are set up correctly, and triggering this will bring it down. Oh, it's gonna fall. It didn't merge. It did not merge. I do not know why it didn't merge. I do not know why it didn't merge. I should have an emergency button that I can stop the timers with while testing, so it doesn't, at least doesn't fall off when it fails to merge. Okay. Let's give it another try. I will put down that emergency shutoff. And then I will rebuild the platform and reconfigure all things. I think I may have to set up groups so that if this happens again, that I can just simply add the pistons and or timer blocks into the groups, and kind of don't have to reset up all these timer blocks here, right? So the merge blocks and the pistons I just put into groups that are basically just blocks of one, but oh, I think my world just crashed. I swear this was not on purpose. Okay. My game just crashed. Oh, the world unloaded. I don't know exactly what happened. But clearly this is pre-destroying everything. Let's see how far we are with these. It looks like it's set up. This is not set up yet. This is also not set up yet. Okay. Okay, so let's do that again. Give me a couple minutes, I'll be back, and I will set up the emergency stop button this time. Okay, so I set up the timer blocks. I do still need to finish the abort button, and I'm going to do this like follows. Each of these timer blocks here, I'm gonna add to this bar as stop. So whenever I hit the big red button, whatever the next action is will just not happen. And that way, trigger now. And actually I can also put the lift step 1, put here, lower step 1, trigger now. I should be able to lower this now with this button here. And if this doesn't merge, I'll have some time to turn it off. And I was too slow. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess that's what I deserve. Okay. So, after all, I am going to clean this all up. So, give me a couple minutes here. Let's see if the game crashes again. Okay, fixed once again. The blocks are all, the timer blocks are all fixed as well. I've set them up. I created the groups, so next time this breaks, I should be able to just re-add these blocks to the groups afterwards, and they will still address the right things, I think. I've also verified that the stop button works. So if we see this as a delay of 15 seconds, so if we go and start it, it starts blinking. So we can push the red button here, and we can see how it was cancelled. I added these. I set these to 4-second delays, so I have a little bit more time to hit the red button in case something doesn't work. I will actually even go ahead and do a little bit more for now, maybe 8. So the reason why I think this might work now, I went ahead and turned these blocks on and off. I believe whenever I run into the problem that a block doesn't merge, it's fixed by toggling these blocks on and off. I'm not sure what brings them into that state, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. And if it doesn't merge again, we'll stop it, hopefully in time this time. Okay, let's see. Trigger now. Okay, so far so good. There we go, it merged. Now it's on an 8-second timer, so we need to wait a little bit. And there this one is going. And it merged. So perfect. So now let's try it the other way around. Let's go down. And this one should now be merging with this one. This was where it used to have problems. So let's see. Yeah, it has problems again, so let's stop it. That did fix it. But, Okay, let's just let it complete here.
Energy low.
My guess is that this will also not merge down here now. Is that correct? Yes. What is the reason for this? Toggling this block will not do it, no. How do we fix this? A simplistic almost, answer would be, oh, we'll just toggle this block off and toggle it back on again. Oh, that didn't even fix it. This did fix it now. Interesting. But, we can't easily do this, because we don't know which block needs to be toggled. And we can't toggle all of them because that will disengage these and it will just fall down again. Yeah, let's try the lowering it again. But I am not optimistic that it will work. And if it does work, I don't know why. We need to get ready to hit the stop button. No, it's not. I'm willing to bet that if I try to move the piston, that it will merge. Maybe even toggle the piston on and off. No, that would have been useful because we could have done that. It did not. Ooh. Took quite a long time. So one possible explanation I can imagine is a slight misalignment, which might still be in here. Because I'm wondering, why does it work relatively reliably, as far as I can tell, on the way up, but not on the way down? Distance here to like 7 maybe? So the position doesn't seem to be the relevant part. Oh, what if I activate shear inertia tensor on both of these pistons? Maybe it's because they're clanging around a little bit.
Energy.
Okay, so one thing I wonder is now, okay, I have an idea. How to fix it. So, we know toggling this off and on. And this one, I guess, also fixes it. Let's see. So, if we lower this more, then this will not merge with this one. But what if we turn this one off and on now? Will it then merge? So, if we continue on this one here, will this merge? Because if it does, then I have an idea how we can fix it. It does not merge. Toggling this won't merge it either. This will merge it. It did move ever so slightly. What if we turn them on a little earlier? So right now this is 15 seconds. What if we do 14.5? 14.5. 14.5. 14.5. So it means they should turn on just before they've reached their destination. Maybe that'll help with the merging. Let's see here. There was quite a distance. I'm not sure I like the fact that I don't think it. I'm not sure if it completes its retraction if I do it early. So this might actually. That didn't look terrible. Let's get it down again. Actually, we can press these buttons here, right? Okay, that actually worked. This did not work. Oh, are we gonna fail? Not the idea. When I was messing with this with this merge block, I turned it off and on and off and on, and at one point it worked, and at the other point it didn't. So now I'm wondering if turning the merge blocks on and off multiple times will make this more reliable. Seems unlikely, but might be worth a try. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas on how to get this to work more reliably. This is working great. But the way down. No. Not merging. Okay. Let's try on off. On off. On the other way around. Off on. No. No, 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 no. Okay, let me do a little bit of Googling. See if I can figure it out that way. So I just came up with a theory. When this block merges, when these block merge here, these pistons are
Fuel low.
right on the height of this merge block. I wonder if merging next to this merge block does something weird to this merge block that makes it not function correctly. And on the way back, not right now yet, but when I actually go and send it back down again, right? Right when it'll come next to this merge block here, and obviously it will not actually merge here, but if I stop this and then like manually fix this somehow, like so, now it will do the same thing to this merge block. And this doesn't happen on the way up, right? Because these merge blocks are not in range, right? The below. This only happens for the merge blocks that are below. The merge blocks that are above, for those it doesn't happen. So I would be not surprised if I raised this all the way up, that it would have no problem going all the way up, but once it's up, it wouldn't be able to go down anymore because something weird happens with these merge blocks when these pistons here merge right next to them. If this is true, then I should be able to fix it by adding some space between these pistons and these merge blocks. And I do have that with the multi-grid printer as well, where I actually have the merge block not directly on the piston, but there's a little bit of space. And so I amended it with this piston. So the piston doesn't kind of like slide up against the other merge blocks. Okay, let me do the work here quickly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically move the pillar back more like into this position here, and I'm gonna put the merge blocks away from the piston by 1 block, so that the piston never touch this pillar directly. Only the merge blocks will touch this pillar, and I hope that this will get rid of whatever messes up these pistons here. Sorry, not pistons, whatever messes up these merge blocks here, and I believe that might be due to the pistons rubbing up against them somehow. Not quite sure why. I don't have a good explanation for why that would cause that, but that would explain why it only happens on the way down and doesn't appear to be happening on the way up. Because it simply doesn't happen for these two ever, right? Because the pistons never rub up against either of those. At least not the bottom parts of the pistons that are like in potential that could potentially merge to a block. Let me rebuild this and see like if that will work. Give me like a couple minutes. Okay, so I've moved the pillar. I did it a little bit different than what I had originally thought. I didn't. So for one, I used regular blocks, but also there wasn't enough space here to moved this piston exactly to where I originally thought I would want to have it. But this should work the way that I have it as well. The pistons are still not touching this pillar. So I think this will work. So let's give this a try. Okay, that disconnected. I think there's enough clearance here for us to go all the way. Something... Wait, I'm not sure what just happened. Something didn't work, clearly. Okay, let me clean it up and give it another try. Okay. So I think I've got it all correct now. I think the last time what happened... Oh, no, I'm not sure what happened, actually. Okay, but I think this should work. So let's see. Let's trigger this one and just see what happens here. Okay, it's lifting up correctly. Let's get ready to hit the red button in case it isn't merging. But it is merging. Perfect. And now this should disconnect and go up. Okay. So far, so good. Assuming this merges up here, that's how far we got the first time around. With the pistons directly rubbing up against the pillar. Okay. It's definitely taking a little bit longer to merge, which is not necessarily a problem, though. Okay, so now is the moment of truth. Will it work on the way down? Fingers crossed. Yes! Oh, yes! Oh my gosh. Okay. This will go down here now. It's not moving. Stop it. Why is it not moving? Why is it not moving? That's very weird. And not expected. This is on retract. What's going on here? I'm not sure. Is this not unmerged? I'm not sure what happened. Oh! Okay, 1 second. Toggle lock on. Why is this not merging? It is not merging because it's merged, right? That's the problem. Oh, damn it. Hey, editor me here. I did it again. I recorded too much footage, too much stuff, and I can't fit it all in one episode. So I'm gonna make a cut here. And you will have to see in the next episode how this is going to wrap up and if we'll manage to build an elevator or not. So for now, this is it. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It greatly helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe. I upload Space Engineers videos twice a week and there's lots of other stuff to explore on the channel. And if you know somebody who might enjoy this video too, please share it with them. It's the best way to help the channel grow. Thanks a lot for watching and see you guys next time. Bye.